Do you know how hard it is to get one of these? Well, 2 years ago, we came this close. It takes a lot of blood, sweat, tears, and hard work to make this dream come true. Thank God, all of us have a place where our dreams can come true. The future. 1981 was disappointing to all of us. But get ready for 1982, because you're going to be seeing a lot of quarterback Burt Jones, who'll be leading an exciting, explosive offense. What goes into winning a Super Bowl? 45 superstars. And you, the fans, all working together for this common goal. Thank you for your support, and we hope you enjoy this film.
In recent years, few teams have dominated their division like the Los Angeles Rams. Since 1973, Los Angeles has won an NFL record 7 consecutive division titles and has made 8 straight playoff appearances. In 1981, Los Angeles carried this proud winning tradition into the season opener against the Houston Oilers. Los Angeles played with the look of winners, but were defeated in the final seconds. Ram misfortune continued the following week in a 6-point loss to New Orleans. And suddenly, with an 0-2 record, Los Angeles was no longer holding their proud heads high. Los Angeles was finally uprighted in Week 3 by a hard-nosed defense which pounded some sense into the team, then pounded the Packers senseless. The defense held Green Bay to only 2 touchdowns and scored one themselves on a fumble recovery by number 51, Joe Harris. The rest of the scoring was provided by the offense, led by quarterback Jeff Rutledge, who replaced injured Pat Hayden. The Rams defeated Green Bay 35-23, and then set their sights on evening their record in a Monday night matchup with the Bears. Once again, Los Angeles was inspired by the play of a defense that held Walter Payton to only 45 yards, one of his worst performances of the entire season. Chicago was constantly forced to kick the ball away, giving Leroy Irvin the opportunity to prove why he was the NFL's premier punt returner in 1981. Irvin's touchdown return was the Rams' first since 1961 and boosted Los Angeles to a 24-7 win. Following a 3rd straight win over the Browns, Los Angeles faced the rebellious Atlanta Falcons, who last season danced their way to the division championship, ending the Rams' 7-year reign. Anxious for revenge, Los Angeles did a little down-home foot stomping of their own as Leroy Irvin kicked up his heels with a 75-yard punt return touchdown. Irvin's return initiated the Rams' scoring, and Jeff Rutledge kept up the pace, skillfully victimizing Atlanta's vulnerable pass defense. Rutledge's 2 touchdown passes gave Los Angeles a 27-21 third-quarter lead. Unfortunately, Atlanta's weak defense was in direct contrast to their high-powered offense. The Falcons went on top by 8 points late in the game, but they were no match for the explosive Leroy Irvin, who set a league record with 207 yards and scored 2 touchdowns in the finest punt return performance in NFL history.
Cuts inside to the 30, outside to the 35, to the 40. Irvin comes up to the 45, to the 50, down to the 40, down to the 30, down to the 20, down to the 10, down to the 5. Touchdown for Leroy Irvin, his second touchdown run of the day.
Irvin's 84-yard run brought the Rams to within 1 point, and with only 24 seconds remaining, the outcome rested on the toe of kicker Frank Corral.
Frank Corral with a 25-yard shot that could win it for the Rams. Snap back, ball down, the kick is up, it is long enough, high enough, it is good.
The Rams defeated Atlanta to record their 4th consecutive win, and suddenly Los Angeles seemed a good bet to regain their division title. The offense played an important role in the Rams' surge, despite the frequent absence of oft-injured quarterback Pat Haden. Haden chose to retire at the end of the 1981 season to pursue outside endeavors. Los Angeles will no doubt miss the desire and gentlemanly demeanor that characterized his 7-year career. Haden was the Rams' leading passer in 1981, with Jeff Rutledge and Jeff Kemp proving reliable backups. All 3 Los Angeles quarterbacks threw to a talented cast of receivers, including Drew Hill, Billy Waddy, Ron Battle, Walt Arnold, Henry Childs, Willie Miller, Jeff Moore, and Preston Dennard. Dennard led the team in receiving, and his unselfish attitude was typical of all the Ram receivers.
I know one thing for sure, that the Los Angeles Rams has a receiving corps that each and every one of us can play and contribute. I'm a team player. I like to see my fellow man get off. If I have to catch just 30 balls and if they're exciting 30 catches, then I'll live with that. I don't mind.
Last year, Dennard caught 49 exciting passes for over 800 yards, recording his finest NFL season. The success of the Rams' passing game was due in part to the efforts of offensive linemen like Jackie Slater, Kent Hill, Doug France, Bill Bain, Irv Pankey, Doug Smith, Paul McKinley, Dennis Harrah, and Rich Saul. Saul, a 12-year veteran, retired in 1981, going out on top with his 6th straight Pro Bowl selection. The Ram offensive line also provided escort service for running backs Cullen Bryant, Mike Gooman, Gerald Thomas, Jairo Penaranda, and Wendell Tyler. Sidelined with an injury that nearly ended his career in 1980, Tyler bounced back last season to lead the team in rushing with 1,074 yards. Number 26 is among the league's most versatile backs. In 1981, Tyler tied a club record, scoring 17 touchdowns and caught 45 passes to rank 2nd among Ram receivers. No one is more excited than Tyler himself to be back in the starting lineup, except for maybe the thousands of Los Angeles fans to whom he has given so much. In Week 8, the 4-3 Rams needed a win over the surprise first-place 49ers to create a tie for the division lead. In a closely fought contest, the Rams pulled to within 3 points late in the 4th quarter and needed only a last-second field goal to send the game into overtime.
It'll be a 45-yard try. The clock running. 20 seconds to play. Corral trying to tie it. All set, snap back, ball down. The kick is up, long, high. It is no good. A 45-yard attempt that could have tied it is no good.
The game was the first of two tough losses to the eventual Super Bowl champions, and the beginning of a horrible nightmare. Injury sidelined many key performers. The losses piled up, and suddenly the Rams' hopes of recapturing the division title were crippled. Los Angeles not only failed to win their division, but for the first time in 9 years, the Rams did not make the playoffs. This proud team was hopelessly caught up in a time of strain and struggle. In a season of disappointment, it was the Ram defense that proved the team's most consistent unit. The defensive line was led by 11-year veteran Jack Youngblood, a gutty performer who recorded a team-high 11 sacks in 1981. Youngblood teamed with Mike Fanning, Reggie Doss, Larry Brooks, Phil Murphy, Bob Cobb, Greg Meisner, and Cody Jones to form a line that was stingy when giving up yards, but charitable when handing out bruises. Behind the line were a nasty group of linebackers who let nothing get in their way of making life miserable for opposing offenses. Jim Youngblood, George Andrews, Joe Harris, Mario Salato, and Mel Owens contained the outside, while Howard Carson, Jim Collins, and Carl Eckern stopped up the middle. But of all the tough defensive units in the NFL, few could lower their heads and stick it to an opponent like the Los Angeles secondary. Comprising this unit that ranked second in the NFC against the pass were cornerbacks Rod Perry, Pat Thomas, Leroy Irvin, Lucius Smith, and Kurt Collins, and safeties Johnny Johnson, Ivory Sully, and Nolan Cromwell. Today in the NFL, clearly the receivers have all the big guns in the war of the airways, but Cromwell is like an MX missile. He's the equalizer for the defense. In 1981, Cromwell led all Los Angeles defenders in interceptions, was selected the Rams' most valuable player, and earned Pro Bowl and All-Pro honors for the second consecutive season. There are few finer athletes in the world of professional sports. In Week 15, the 5-9 Rams' starry-eyed visions had long since faded. However, in a rematch with the Falcons, when playoffs and championships were no longer a factor, Los Angeles became motivated by a different element. Winners hate to lose, and when the game came down to a matter of pride and personal challenge, Atlanta never had a chance. The defense held the Falcons to a single touchdown, while Dan Pastorini in the passing attack set up 2 tireless scores. Tyler's second touchdown run came midway through the final period and boosted Los Angeles to a 21-16 win. Within a season of despair, the Rams' strength of character had earned them a well-deserved moment of glory. Merlin Olsen's career with the Rams spanned 15 glory-filled seasons. A #1 draft choice in 1962, Olsen became a solid fixture in the fearsome foursome, one of the most imposing defensive lines to ever line up across from center. Number 74 possessed all the skills necessary to achieve greatness, and he utilized each one to its fullest. As Ram co-captain Olsen was named to the Pro Bowl 14 straight seasons, more than any other player in NFL history. And 6 years following his retirement, he was awarded football's highest honor. In 1982, for his achievements as one of the game's greatest defensive linemen, Merlin Olsen was selected to Pro Football's Hall of Fame. At a luncheon given in his honor last April, Olsen was reunited with old teammates, family, and friends as they were given the opportunity to congratulate a remarkable man.
I don't want to get too serious, Merlin. You're truly one of a kind. Merlin, you never played a bad game. You've earned every award you've ever been given. And I can't think of anyone who deserves this award as much as you do. The Hall of Fame. You've given us so much, and now we want you to know that this fall, the Los Angeles Rams are going to officially retire number 74.
To be good all the time is next to impossible. And if there's anyone that could ever be said about that he had consistent brilliance, that's Merlin Olsen.
He is like a brother, and we are like a family, and I do feel like I'm being inducted into the Hall of Fame as well as him, so I'm certainly proud to be here.
I think a Hall of Fame should reflect more about the character of the man. I think Merlin has the kind of character that we need in this country, the kind of leadership that this country sorely needs today.
And may I present one of the recent 4 inductees into the prestigious Professional Football Hall of Fame, and one of the very few to be so selected in his very first year of eligibility. The way we used to introduce him in the pregame show, 6'5" and 275 from Utah State, Merlin Olsen.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I found it very difficult to sit here and listen to the nice things that were said about me, because I keep wanting to say bull. And I'm pleased to see so many of my teammates here. I don't choke up very easy, but these guys are something else. I tell you, the fearsome foursome. I learned what it was to be a minority with this group, and I used to be the only one without a mustache. I said, "You can recognize me. I'm the only one without a mustache." Now Roger doesn't have a mustache. He's a minority now, but we did share a lot of very exciting and pleasant things together. I am terribly pleased to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, but the thing that pleases me more than anything is the fact that you cared enough to come and share this hour with me today. Your friendship means far more to me than any honor that could be bestowed on me. Thank you very much.
In 1982, the Rams honored a hero from the past and welcomed to town a hero for the future. Los Angeles acquired Burt Jones in an off-season trade with the Colts in an attempt to put some pizzazz into the passing game. Jones is a fierce competitor with an arm that has earned him a sixth-place ranking among the all-time NFL passes. The Ruston Rifles' talent and on-the-field leadership should provide Los Angeles with the necessary impetus to regain the division title. But just to be certain, Los Angeles also acquired Mike Barber from the Houston Oilers. Barber, a sure-handed receiver, will add depth at the tight end position. With these traits, the Rams feel they have the ingredients for a winner in 1982. The 1981 season is forgotten, but not the valuable lessons that were learned from it. It was a year that challenged every member of the team to discover the very source of his competitive spirit. The Rams came to realize that when you are no longer playing for division championship, you learn to play for pride. The Los Angeles Rams will no doubt become winners again. They have too much talent, too much character, and too much heart not to.